But anyways, hot take.
Okay, what's the hot take?
I'm never driving to Vegas ever again.
All right, why not?
Because you think about it, why would we do that?
All right, perfect. So you'll never drive, and I'll say that we would drive. However, we would save gas, and it's a road trip, so we can make like an adventure out of it.
5-hour adventure? What are we gonna do? Stop at that big ass gas station with all that candy?
Steven, can I introduce you to a show that came out in the early 2000s called Dora the Explorer? Now let me ask you a question. What did Dora carry with her on her back?
Backpack.
Exactly. And what was in that backpack?
The monkey? No, the map.
Was the monkey in the... No, she was with them.
Yeah.
The map. And then the map was a vital piece of information that led them to their destination. And their destination was so important that there was a certain figure that would always try to steal that map. And by stealing the map, he would essentially ruin the adventure. However, he never stole the map. And what was the name of that fox? It was a fox, right? Or
yes.
A fox, coyote, well, something like that. You remember the name of that?
Swiper.
Exactly. So why are you trying to swipe my phone? Let's take that adventure and go on the road.
Fuck no. What are we, peasants? We're so close. Like specifically where we live, we just literally fly out of Burbank there and back for like $100 for a literally like 32-minute flight.
Yeah, 32 minutes. Is that how long it takes? 32?
Yeah, 30 to 40-minute flight.
Shit, that's faster than I thought.
Yeah, so I'm like, why the fuck are we going to drive? Especially when you, like the day we have to come back, everybody's leaving. Just living in LA, it's like a normal destination that everybody likes to go to. So everybody's coming back. We have to deal with traffic. And then if you try and be sneaky, get into that fast lane where the trucks go on the right to pass everybody, you get pulled over. That's a ticket.
Right. All right. So for the traffic thing, that's only technically in the city area, in the LA area. But once you're out of it, then you're out of it. And then the swerving into the truck lane. Yeah, I guess you could swerve into it. But that swerving also gives you what I would call a rush. Now, what's more exciting? Laying back and just enjoying your flight on a plane, or getting that little thrill when you almost hit that semi truck, swerve to the left and go, oh, that was crazy.
I would have to go with C, just sitting in the chair relaxing.
Right, but while we're in the car driving, do you have Spotify?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had Pandora or any of the other music?
Yeah.
And then
Trash.
I'm assuming you had CDs before that.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you remember when we would have to get CDs and then burn them? And we were limited to what, 12 songs during a CD? At most? Maybe 18, depending on the length of the song and how much space it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we were kind of limited in the songs that we could choose. But now with Spotify and streaming service, now we could pretty much listen to anything that we really want to. And one of the best ways to find new music is on a road trip.
Yeah, do that on your way to the airport.
It's different because we all can't listen to it. If it's two people, yeah, maybe you get those connecting earphones sitting next to each other. But when there's 4 people, 6 people, 8 people.
Yeah, in the car on your way to the airport.
See, all right. This is where I take it to the next level. This is where playlists come in handy. Now, you're a savant of rolling, I would say.
A what?
Hasher back of the ground arts.
Oh, yes.
In last week, did any songs stand out to you when you were on the ground?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And then when you heard like certain songs, some of them would even motivate you, right?
Yeah, my mood could change depending on what's playing.
But you wouldn't have found that song if it wasn't for someone who brought it in, who shared it with everyone, and most likely he had on a playlist. And that song didn't come out. Those songs that were hype, as the kids would say, didn't come out till the end. So on a drive to the airport, we might have not even heard them. You need to listen to the entire playlist. It's like listening to an album. You can't just hear the first song and say this album's trash. You have to hear the whole body of work.
Yeah, but it's not to say I'd never heard those songs before. I just didn't hear them in that setting before.
Can a centipede crawl without a leg? Absolutely, but that's not the point. The point is you need to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, no, but see, to your point, whatever music is playing, during our activity can change my mood or affect how I roll, I guess.
Right.
So then if we're in the car for 4 hours and you start playing a playlist with nothing but R&B, then that type of quietness would be a different type of quietness because I'm super annoyed.
Right. You know what? I agree with you. And that's the risk you take. The same risk that you take on a plane when you can have a great experience or a horrible experience. So there's a give and take.
True. But I'd rather take that risk with a 45-minute flight than a 5-hour drive.
Wait, how did you come to not wanting to drive to Vegas anymore?
Okay, so it's been a topic of conversation since with like all the other guys. Mm-hmm. Since we're in the middle of a pandemic, mm-hmm. Obviously we can't leave the country. Or we can leave the country and go to specific places, but it's like you can count them on your hand, the places we can go. We can't get into the majority of the world. So they're like, oh, well, we got to think of places to go, this and that. And then they're just like, oh, let's just go to Vegas. Fuck it. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, they're somewhat pretty open. And I've been looking at the flights. I'm like, yeah, it's cheap. Who cares? Let's just get the ticket. And they're like, no, let's just drive. I'm like, why the fuck would we drive? You waste half the day just trying to get there. Then you kind of burnt out, tired. You gotta stretch your legs and all that. I'd rather just spend the whole time over there.
I think it's also the YBE.
YBE?
That young boy energy.
Young boy energy.
I think that they're just young. A lot of them are just younger, so they're willing to accept more, I guess. Like, they're cool with staying in a car for 5-10 hours. Just driving, chilling, being slightly uncomfortable. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know why. This was their reasoning. Not everyone's gonna want to buy a ticket. And I'm like, if you can't buy $100 ticket, like, what's wrong with you? I mean, not what's wrong with you, but like, seriously, it's the same thing. You're gonna have to pitch in for gas, and we're gonna be packed in like a small car. We don't have luxury SUVs. It would be different if we had like a big ass Yukon or
like the big white minivans, and we kind of made it. If it was a big white minivan and it was kind of like a training, I don't want to say training camp. It was like a road trip between everyone in a white van. I think that would be cool. But that's more like that's more pre-planned. There's
I would agree with you, but not to Vegas. Not somewhere that's 5 hours away.
That's not that bad. 5 hours. If you have to
remember, there's nothing from here to Vegas.
Yeah, but that's when they just...
So like when we went to Wyoming, we took a bunch of stops because there was stuff to see. And we went to Arizona, St. George, Utah. We stopped in Salt Lake, Boise. Like, we had actual things to go to, like little dots before we reached our final destination. With Vegas, it's literally just road and dirt. And if we have to stop for gas, then yeah, you go into that big wonder world of candy, whatever it's called.
Yeah, actually, I kind of have to agree with you. I think it's because we've driven that road so many times that it's kind of over it. But for some of them, they might have not taken that many times or at all, really. I think I've done that drive by myself, like me driving there and back maybe 4 or 5 times.
And that's enough for me.
And then total maybe 10 times. So Actually, 10 times is too much. Maybe like 6, but still, yeah, even like 2-3 times, maybe even 4 times. It's like, okay, I already did it.
Mm-hmm.
But for them, they might have not done it yet, or maybe they did it once or twice. So it's still kind of like they still have that adventurous feeling, like, oh, this is cool. But for us, we're like, okay, there's nothing to see there. There's that little town. There's Whiskey Pete's, but even then, that's kind of like,
yeah. But how many times are we actually gonna stop?
yeah, there's nothing really to stop at.
See, because we're like for us, like we'll leave early in the morning, and all we want to do is get to Vegas already, so we can start all the festivities. And then when we're coming back, all we're thinking is like, fuck, I just want to be home.
Yeah, I think that was the difference with Yellowstone and Vegas. In Vegas, it's kind of like this laptop is LA and this is Vegas, but there's nothing in between. Whereas I think when we went to Wyoming, it was more like, this is where we started. This was Yellowstone, but then there was also like, there was this right here. There was this. 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 There was all these little things around there where we could go and stop, and it was our first time. So
Yeah.
there was,
And it was actual, like, the trip was to go on a road trip. It's not to like be like, oh, well, we're going to, point B, and that's mainly why we're going, just to get to point B.
right.
We're going, like, we planned an actual road trip to go to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, spend a couple days at G, and then do it all over again coming back.
Right. Yeah, I guess flying would be more convenient.
So look, I drove to San Diego or TJ in, let's see, 2 times in the last 6 months, and I'm already tired of that too. If there was an easy way to get TJ, then I would.
Well, you would have to. How much would a plane ticket be to get there? It's expensive.
So it'd be so dumb. So yeah, it'd be so dumb. I mean, you have to drive to TJ.
So flying to or driving to LA, driving to Las Vegas is done then.
I think so. And if they still insist on driving, then alrighty, y'all can wake up at 4 to leave at 5, and I will see you when I wake up at 9 to leave at 11, and we'll make it at the same time.